Hey, welcome to the Killer Be Killed podcast, and Happy New Year, everybody. And yes, that is actually George.
New year, same shit. I'm sorry.
Welcome to the most unlistened to podcast on the interwebs. Yeah. So what were you saying before about
Okay, so it started popping up on my fucking Facebook feed probably within the last month and a bit. This fucking Black John Wick. I'm guessing he's an instructor somewhere. He's got, you know what? He's got some pretty good shit. Some of it is a little fucking questionable, right? But a lot of decent, principles and stuff that he covers. So I wasn't sure if you boys have checked it out or not.
I have not.
Yeah, it's always interesting to see what's out there. I mean, like I said, take shit with a grain of salt, right? But there is some decent stuff there. So, I mean, I invite people to, check it out, give us your feedback. We'd love to hear what you guys think, maybe have a little bit of a chat on it, right? It's kind of like what we did with that guy before out of Detroit, who, I mean, did he die or I don't know what happened to him, but
I don't know. I think he was still crushing it. I mean, the dude's got a lot of followers. Doesn't matter, with the stuff if they're whatchamacallit, doesn't matter if people are trolling them or not. It's just a matter. It's just views, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole point of the exercise, right? So,
but this has definitely popped up and been interesting to kind of watch. So
yeah, okay. That's great. You brought a video representation of it that you can share with us. Thank you.
You know what? I had to listen. I might be a little fucking rusty with shit here.
Classic George.
It's classic George.
And you know what? After the last time, that's right. After the last time I showed a video, you guys, just fuck off.
Right. The outrageous fight at the.
I know. I'm still feeling the fucking pain from that.
Yeah. So, how was your holidays, guys?
It's good. It was quiet.
Really, George?
Yeah.
How about you?
Yeah, I mean, I again spent a bit of time with family, which is always good because you never know how much fucking time you have left, right? So,
yeah, that's true. That, yeah.
And then of course all the all the exciting things going on in the world. Our weather's been absolute shit. We've been just hammered with fucking terrible storms, tons of snow. Now we're in the middle of an ice storm. I mean, we got it as bad as fucking Venezuela right now. Or as good as Venezuela. Depends how you look at it.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's interesting. I don't know if you saw there's a Jack Ryan clip that's been floating around from like episode 2 where he's talking about Venezuela.
No.
And it's like, what's the single greatest threat to the United States? And it was like Russia, China, and he's like, well, how about Venezuela? And like, well, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, they have the most, the largest oil reserves. They've got like some of the most, about more than Saudi Arabia. They've got, largest mineral reserves. Some say, I mean, we're talking gold and silver. So yeah, man, it's and it's funny because people are like, well, what are we gonna go fight for oil? I'm like, I wanted to fight. I mean, look, I'm basically an isolationist, and I'm like, not a fan of, disrupting other countries. But now we have something where, and again, you don't know what to believe, right? So, when you see Russia and China doing deals, regarding where's the oil going, who they're selling it to, right? It's not us. I mean, there could be.
Yeah, I mean, it creates a great conspiracy for when Brax is like taking over the world right now. So America's hurting for oil. So then all of a sudden, oh wait, we don't like this guy in Venezuela. Let's get rid of him. And oh, what do you know? Now we've got access to all this oil.
Yeah, exactly, and it's right here.
It's right there.
It's right there. I don't.
2 birds with 1 stone. Let's go.
Look, to me, this makes more sense anyway if we're gonna start messing around and doing the stuff. Which, if you're looking at it from, geographical positioning, and if you want to bring in the, people talk about the Monroe Doctrine and things like that, it's like now it's like, you've got safety issues involved if you have foreign entities that are down there. Obviously there's there's a pipeline of fentanyl and drug coming in and things like that. I mean, and Venezuela should be Venezuela should be like Dubai. I mean, like, really think about it. I mean, with all the people, the one thing that just the overlying theme with all of this, and then we'll just start moving on to our stuff, is that why are people coming into this country, right? So if you take like, oh, innocent, looking for work, why are they leaving their countries, right? Because if it were everyone they don't want to leave their countries. If you had a good life in the country you live in, you stay there. Why would you want to leave? Yeah. So there's obviously something broken down there for decades where, people want to leave. And, we sit there. I'm like, oh, yeah. I mean, think about what a racist, shitty attitude that we look at stuff and we're like, we look at them coming over like, well, their country's a shithole. Yeah. Why is it bad? Why are they being repressed? Why are they feeling persecuted? Why are they seeking asylum?
Yeah.
So let's look at that question and do that. Hey, Tom, great to have you here. Happy New Year. Yeah. So that was that's like the overarching, observation, regardless of who's coming through the borders, that there are people coming through the border. And why are they coming through the border? Because they're not safe where they live.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So anyway, did you guys see the gold fight yet?
Nope.
The gold fight.
Yes. So I'm not doing hate mail today. I was not in the mood. I had such a good holiday. I didn't feel like I didn't look.
But don't worry, people. There is still fucking hate. Don't worry.
Yeah, there's plenty of hate out there. But like I had a really good time. Our kids, and it was like it was the opposite of quiet. We did Christmas Eve. Well, first I said the night before, which is epic. It is always, shout out to our good friends who host that. Then we host New Year's Eve, and then core crowd comes over, and some peripherals, and then that turned out to be like I don't know, 60 some odd people, and then the kids come in later and it turns into an all-night thing. And then Christmas Day we do nothing, which is great. And then what happened? Oh yeah, then we wound up doing New Year's Eve, and then the kids came over and it was like late night dance party, and it was fun, man. We had a good time, and really had a good time with my daughter. It's like I felt like I got my little girl back, like she's kind of like gone the full circle where we left, and I was like literally bawling when I'm dropping her off this morning. It was like, holy shit, and she started crying, which never happens. And I was like, man, as I said, like usually my wife, doesn't go with me to drop them off, but I'm like, you gotta come with me. Cause I'm like, I can't.
And where's your video of that? You bust my balls for not bringing some video. Come on.
Right. And, kudos to my son. He drove his first time down to school. So him and his buddy drove down, which is cool. So, road warrior. So yeah, a lot of big things. You realize like as as your kids get older, they start becoming adults. And we're talking on a different level. We're letting them into more of the kind of like the stresses that we go through, like the businesses and things like that. Because it's like usually I just shut up, swallow it, and figure it out. So now they're like, "Why are you snapping?" I'm like, "Dude," this one blows up. I go, "We're fucking done." I'm like, "Oh, there's always something. It's always something." So yeah. So now it's like you let them in, and then they know, and they looked at me and they're like, "We're all in this together."
Nice.
It's like it's us four. I go, we're here to help, kind of shit.
Yeah.
Can I borrow $20? Yeah. So, but, so it was great. So yeah, I like, I miss it. Good shit. So anyway, so yeah, what happened was, so if you're familiar with any of there's a video on this, but I want to look at the article first so we can get to it. And where you got a defender. Okay. Here, get here. Where are you? Okay. So when you're in the Diamond District, you're in these jewelry stores, they have like booths and booths and booths in like one big building. So all these guys, like, there's watches, there's jewelry, there's pocketbooks, there's all kinds of crap, right? So what happened was, the one jeweler, Georgia K 46 and his brother Freddie were both busted for allegedly pummeling competing jeweler Trax NYC owner Maksud Ajjani, sorry buddy, during a violent clash inside the shared business space on the 47th. Blah blah blah. The melee unfolded after Ajjani stormed over their store, AK Diamonds, and accused him of ripping off both him and his customers. So what he did was he accused this guy of replacing, it was like 14 karat gold or 18 karat gold on one of the bracelets, like he mismarked it. And so they got it. Where's my money? I got this shitty bracelet. Where's my money? So they got into this dispute. Anyway, so it's just two jewelers like going at it, and the clip went viral, and I have it here. Where am I? Sorry, 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay, hold on. Just get make sure we get some volume on this. Okay, good. Share. Okay, here. Here's my volume. I don't know TikTok, so I suck.
Oh, it's at the top left corner.
Where am I going? Oh, there it is. Sorry.
Right
yep.
there,
Okay,
yeah.
good. Thank you. Thank you.
Where's my fucking money, motherfucker? Where's my fucking money, bitch? Where's my money? I got this fucking bracelet. Where's my fucking money? What are you gonna do, bitch? What are you gonna fucking do? Doc, motherfucker, you say VVS, I3, 14 karat, and you're using my name, you bitch! 6447. Yeah, 6447. Thief! You fucking thief! Bitch! Stop, take it. No! Get the fucking hands off of me, bro! Get your fucking hands off of me, bro! Calm down. Yeah, bro. Calm down. You give me my money, bitch!
All right. So let me just see if there's
a
yeah, sort of. I thought that was the video. Sorry.
Like what happened?
Yeah, exactly. All right. Nope. Hold on. I'm finding it. Where's it? Brawl. Okay. Here we go. And producing my own show. So share. Stop screen share. Screen.
This is why we only have 10 viewers at any given time.
Yeah. Okay. So this is where it's
Fuck out of here.
Hello!
There we go.
Oh my god. What happened?
Oh, they violent.
Oh,
Yeah, get that girl.
Yo, David,
Just
shut
in
up.
case.
In the end, they tried to kill me, strangle me with my own chain. To get out of this hospital. Tracks away.
So this blew up, and To be quite honest, I have no idea why.
Yeah.
Other than it's two jewelers yelling at each other, and this is not what this is not violence. I mean, this is violence, but it's just people arguing and pushing and shoving.
Yeah, who are all the other fucking people that got involved?
It's everybody that's in there, and everybody's like pulling everybody apart. But this is generally what most people will consider a fight, right?
What I want to know is, while all this was going on, how much jewelry got stolen that was displayed on the side?
Right. Right. Would have been freaking that's the freaking question, right? But
like you got let's say you have 7 vendors all in this melee, right? That's 7 people not watching their counters.
Right. Now again, the exaggeration and stuff, but yeah, exactly. I mean, that's all it takes. Now, note to self, criminals, right? Just getting an argument with somebody. Next thing everyone will come in and be done. It's like perfect. It's like right out of a movie. That's probably how it's done a lot. And that's a great point, Josh. But yeah, again, this is like, it'll get billed as a brawl, it'll get blown up, but like most things, that is like a typical bullshit tough guy exchange. You can see this
fucking little bitch. You fucking bitch.
So spit on him. Now, I mean, assault. Yeah. You have the right to protect yourself. Yeah. I mean, it's he spit on him, and now he's taking himself out of harm's way, right? So it's
Don't fucking fuck out of here.
That was so unnecessary. Hello.
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh my God. What happened?
Oh, they wildin'.
Oh. Yeah, get that girl. Yo, David.
So.
Yeah, I like that lion tamer's chair though he was using.
Yes. Yes.
I like the commentating from the fucking 5-year-olds. Like,
yeah, they're fighting, they're violent. So yeah, somebody spits on you, right? It's considered assault. But then what level of so the guy spits on him and retreats. What are you allowed to do?
Call the cops and report an assault.
Yeah, you can't use force. Right? Yeah. I'm like, unless he's advancing towards you, spits on you, you can't do it. So I mean, not saying emotionally, you get, there's an argument to be made that, that put me to the point where, I couldn't, control myself, and you got, some type of, heat of the moment,
weird fucking response. Yeah.
But yeah, and I'll be honest with you, it's not like a technique someone may or may not have employed at one point in their lives to open something up, especially too to get somebody fucking wild. You do that, that's what happens. So they that can, and now as a tactic, if somebody wants to pull you out of your mindset too, and to enrage you and to incite you to do something, spitting on you is like the easiest thing to freaking do.
Yep.
So so it goes, cuts both ways. But something like this, it's like, somebody calling somebody the N-word. It's like, this is worse because it's, you've got pathogens involved. I mean, there's hygiene involved. I don't know if, what's going on that gets in my mouth. Am I getting sick? What's happening? So there's that. But same thing. Like, you just can't, go off on somebody. Because of that, especially after the guy, left. I mean, again, to Josh's point, you call the cops, and that's it. Because other than that, if he's not advancing towards you, there's really nothing you can do. So, did you guys watch the Jake Paul Anthony Joshua fight?
I did not.
I actually saw I saw the highlights of it, right? I didn't actually watch the whole fucking fight, but I heard it was a real almost like a real slap in the fucking face to boxing.
Well, yeah, I'm like, it was, look, yeah, but if you watch the fight, basically Jake Paul was running the entire time.
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua's a huge dude and he's a heavyweight champ. So,
So you watched it then?
I did.
So in your opinion, was it set, like, was there a fucking payoff and then Anthony Johnson just said, fuck it at the end and just had enough and just knocked the fucking guy out? Or
no, I think he was stalking him. Like Jake Paul was like, I mean, dude, you've been in the ring, some guy's backing up and moving away.
Yeah. Every
time you go to set your feet to throw a punch and the guy moves, you got to reset your feet again. It's not like you just run up and do it, and you don't want to. And Jake Paul's still a guy. He can box, so he can still hit you. So you don't want to stay out of your game. So you just got to stalk him and wear him down. I mean, he only hit him good a couple times, and he broke his jaw.
Yeah,
I was gonna say that shot right there looks pretty good.
Yeah, dude. I mean, again, he's like a whole head taller than him. I mean, Anthony Joshua's a freaking specimen, and I've never seen him fight before. I was expecting, I get where people were expecting him to just kind of rush in like Tyson and do it. So I don't know what Anthony Joshua's style is, but he definitely was. It was a legit fight.
Okay, because I know I've heard some people who are like, oh, fucking Anthony Johnson could have had him at any fucking time, and it went on and on and on, and then I guess Anthony Johnson got fucking frustrated with the bullshit Jake Paul was pulling throughout, and then just fucking drilled him and dropped him.
Well, one, they're put on a show, right? So, two is Jake Paul was legitimately running from him, so you can't, people are watching that, if you haven't boxed before, if you haven't fought in the ring like that with anybody who is like running from you, you can't just, you can't set and throw your punch because he's gone.
Yeah. And it's hard because you can't, you don't want to close the distance too fast and then leave yourself open trying to overreach, because then that's when a counter comes in or something, right?
Right. And that was like Jake Paul's only chance was to get him to do exactly that, is to come out and chase him and run at him and take a shot and hope to catch him, because he just, and then it was knocked out. But again, like, you're looking at the stuff. I mean, and people like shit on, Jake Paul, but you're like, I think he's good for boxing. I think he gets a lot of fighters paid.
Yeah.
He's promoting these things. He's promoting.
But now I'm hearing he's done now. Is that like official? Is he done? I know Anthony Johnson's apparently done now.
Yeah. Well, he got like, I think he walked away with like 32 million or something like that. A little more. Jake Paul kept most of his because he's in Puerto Rico and there's no income tax. There's no federal tax on it. So yeah, he's right now, Jake Paul's done because he broke his jaw and he's got to heal before he can fight again. So
yeah, I think it's something like some kind of indefinite suspension or some shit.
Yeah, well, this is the article.
Yeah.
Says Jake Paul receives indefinite medical suspension. Sure. So it just means until his jaw is broken and he's cleared.
Yeah.
That's all. I mean, people are, blowing this thing up like it's like, oh, he got suspended. Well,
yeah, and then talking about Anthony Johnson, what was it, like a week and a half later, the fucking accident with his coaches and shit. So
yeah, I saw that. Yeah. I mean, he may be done, but hopefully he's got, after he pays his trainers and shit like that, and maybe some sponsorships. But I just like when fighters get paid. I don't give a shit. I mean, you guys want to go on. People want to make. You want to pay $100 million to Conor McGregor and Mayfield. Getting.
I gotta say, Jake Paul's a smart motherfucker.
Absolutely. I say both of them are. I mean, people like my kids can't stand them, and I'm like, all right, but I'm like, these kids, they know what they're doing, and Jake Paul could have done anything, really anything, and he chose boxing.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, him and his brother were wrestlers and football players in high school. They looked like they were pretty good. So I mean, they're not pussies, and to pick this is crazy.
That's what I was gonna say. I mean, no matter how good or not good you are, to like be willing to go into the ring with people like this, like that's
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, hell no. It's absolutely, it's absolutely, crazy. I mean, you're getting in, and anybody's been ever hit by anyone on any level of professionalism, and especially boxing, you get hit by a heavyweight. Holy crap. I think there was a rumor like Sylvester Stallone and Ernie Shavers were doing something, and Ernie Shavers, he's like, champ, just kind of hit me in the arm, or something. He goes, hit me as hard as you can, whatever. And Ernie Shavers like, no. And Stallone kind of convinced him, and he hit him. And like, Stallone's like, I got to leave. He had to go to the bathroom. He got like sick. I'm like, these guys hit like freaking freight trains.
Yeah.
And you're watching this stuff. And even if like you get, a regular person feeling that, it's like you have no clue. Any professional level sport, if you're just, because you're watching, constantly professionals against professionals, but any professional fighter, pick any sport. I'm like, it is at a level that you're like, you can't even believe, you're embarrassed that you're a human being and you share the planet with them.
Yeah. That's why I watch the Olympics, just to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so pathetic.
I'm pathetic. I mean, this person's like flipping around, and it's like, going like 15 feet over a pole. I'm like,
this person's 16 and like what?
yeah. My God. So yeah, that was one of the hardest things. Like, I couldn't put it together when I was like in middle school, like pole vaulting. Someone's like, you're fast, you're strong, you're athletic, you should do this. I was like running with a pole. And then I'm like, I couldn't comprehend to like stick that thing, let it bend. And I don't, I needed something in between doing that. And they tried to teach me. I was like, I'm considering myself pretty athletic. I was freaking clueless. I couldn't do a damn thing. Damn thing. One of my buddies,
interesting the things people like take to and don't take to,
Yeah. Exactly. I said, like, they always talk about like me sucking at basketball. I remember as my son, so it's like, well, when I was in second grade, that's the only time I played like organized basketball. And we had a kid, Sid. This dude wound up playing at Yale. He's like a year older than me. His dad coached the team. He looked like Dr. J. Like the fro, the headband. Again, he was freaking awesome, dude. He was like butter, dude. And I am like bricking like you couldn't believe. I scored one basket the entire season. And I remember that game, his sister was keeping the books, and that poor girl, I walked over her like probably about a dozen times. I'm like, what's the score? I'm like, hey, that's my 2 points. Like, it was like that shit. So, so flash forward years later, my son is playing basketball. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to get like good at this. I legit tried for like a month to get better. Like, probably about, I wasn't going crazy, like maybe a half hour, 45 minutes a day, like trying to shoot, do some handle drill, stuff like that. Zero improvement.
So what you're saying is you're like participation ribbon level.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So there's that. And then, so then it was like he came in, he started getting about 7th or 8th grade when we're about to start being about the same height. And he starts like smoking me, and I just start laughing. Because now, my son we didn't have an older brother. So I was the older brother. So I was like shit talking him, getting physical with him. And we're out on the court. It was funny because Angela would come out. She'd be like, stop doing that to him. And he'll turn around and be like, shut up, Mom. Let us, because he knows he was getting him better. And he knew I was doing it. So we were like giving each other nicknames, crap like that. So then one day he just starts like driving on me and like scoring at will. I just start laughing. And he's like, why are you laughing? I'm like, dude, I'm so monumentally shitty at this game. I'm like, if you didn't ever beat me, I'm like, I just you quit. You know, I'm like, you should not do this sport. But yeah, man, like, so, you know, it's like, yeah, there's shit like you can get and you can't get. Like, I'm forcing myself to try to learn the drums because I think they're cool. You know, and it's like, yeah, I'm not good. So, you know, but hey, what do I care? So now I got something else you guys have fun with. So I dug this up. Who remembers? You guys know who Billy Blanks is, right?
I loved Billy Blanks, man.
Yeah, so do I.
Tybo master.
I'm a fan. I love Billy Blanks. It is like, I love 80s karate. I was a part of it.
Hey, Billy Blank's fucking son was on like Shark Tank or some shit, wasn't he?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he was trying to bring fucking Tybo back.
Sure. Tybo too.
Wait.
Look, man.
Josh, you never did Tybo, brother? Come on.
That was
I did
huge, man.
I know it was huge. I just didn't do it.
And it was like, he's like the first one. It was like the first like kind of big cardio kickboxing thing.
Yeah, so and then like cardio kickboxing, like generic cardio kickboxing became a thing.
You do not have a martial arts background if you'd ever fucking did Tybo. Sorry. Like,
yeah, right. Exactly.
I never said I had a martial arts background.
So, right. So this is so I guess he's at a club. He's got a little dojang set up in his garage. Kudos to him. And there he got some sparring session going on. And this is like vintage, like 80s, 90s, 2000s. I guess this is what they're wearing now. So let's just take a watch.
Oh. Tap. Anybody see anything? I saw roundhouse 2-0.
Okay,
wait, what happened?
Yes.
Who's the lumberjack guy there?
That's the ref. So now this is what point sparring is. And this is like majority of the people that comment negatively on what we do. Now, I can't tell if the guy in the red is like completely taking it easy or he's like legit sparring, but this does look like what you would see like normally sparring in class. And this is the level of power that you would use to do this. Now, keep in mind,
this makes me think of that comedy set so bad.
Oh, dude, the foot fist way. Absolutely. And by the way, if you haven't watched the foot fist way, and you're the one person watching this podcast right now, run, don't walk. It is not a comedy. It's a documentary.
Yeah. Remember that comedy I sent to you, though? The comedy set I sent to you?
Yes.
Yeah. That's what this makes me think of.
Yes.
He's beating the sensei.
Yes.
Tap.
He's like, huh?
See anything? I saw roundhouse 2-0.
So which roundhouse kick? Because
I don't know.
Oh, wait, hold on, wait.
Anybody see anything?
That one. It's got to be that one.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah. It was the first one.
Anybody see anything? I saw roundhouse 2-0.
Okay, so now we would like if we were scoring this, like most of the time, like in the dojo or dojang or where we are, you know, I mean, the way, you know, a lot of the people I train with would do it, you would need to make some contact with the body. Nothing to the head, you know. I mean, you're not hitting the head, but at least something to the body. I mean, look, at the end of the day, you are you know, you don't want to, you're not going full contact, right? So, but at least, you know, have some contact to the body. Yeah, this is.
I think that's why that dude was so confused. He was like, "What happened?"
Right. You know, but this is what the problem is. This is the extent of what people do. Right.
I want to see more. I want to see more. Play.
Yeah. Sorry.
Judges can't see everything. There you go. fake him. Fake him. Whoop.
No.
Judge's call. Reverse punch over to 3-0. Judith, you're up.
Okay, that reverse punch is like not. I mean, none of this stuff has power. Again,
Little love tap.
they talk about control and things like that, which is also the problem with sparring, by the way. So this is
Yeah, how
what
many
you're
training
doing.
how many training scars for real life have they created?
Right. You know, this is not, this is nothing. This is good for hand-eye coordination. This is good for cardiovascular. But like getting in these stances and shit like this.
2-0. You guys, if you see it, call it. Okay. Judges can't see everything. There you go. Fake him. Fake him.
I mean, that right there, you do not do if somebody's really freaking hitting you. You know, because you just, that's not going to do anything. That's just a block. That's just to stop a tag, not a strike. You just blast through that. Plus, your hands are already extended, so you're basically, you've got to, and which he does. Like, he uses this lead hand as a fake, to distract him, and then he throws a reverse punch.
Whoop. Judge's call. Reverse punch over to 3-0. Judith, you're up. Bow.
This is Judith. There he is. He's back there.
Oh, I saw him. Yeah, right there.
Bow to me, us. Bow to each other, us. Touch gloves. Ready, fight.
Okay, black belts. She's like, what? She's a 4th degree, 5th degree?
Go do this.
Judge's call.
Okay.
He got death touched.
Yeah, I get that. He's not like hitting her. It's stupid, right? But Judith should have at least some crisp technique. You know what I mean? I'm like, this is not what a black belt looks like.
This is the sensei.
Yes, this is not what this is.
The lumberjack sensei, I like him.
She looks like she's a normal functioning human being, right? I'm not thinking she's like, has anything wrong with her physically. You know what I mean?
You good? Yes, sir.
So
I'm good.
Bow to me, us. Bow to each other, us. Touch gloves. Ready, fight.
Go do this.
yeah, I know.
Judge's call. Blitz over here.
Woo!
I remember Judith Chips when she ran marathon.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's not fighting her, so just stop. I'm just, it's not about that. I'm just like watching her throw an actual punch, and it looks like it's like white belt level shit.
yeah.
It is not like snapping and cracking or even looking like she even took Taibo.
Sounds good. All right, ready. 1-0. Ready, fight. Kick him, Judith.
Go do this.
Oh, there you go.
Oh no.
Judge's call. Point here, 1-1. Ready, fight. Whoa! Judge's call. Point over here, 2-1.
I mean, that was jammed, but okay.
Ready? Come on, go get him. 2-1 or 3. Winner! Was bow to each other, shake hands. Someone get up here. Was.
Here he is.
All right, ready? Fight. Redemption. Oh! Now, I hate to say it, in tournaments they call that. Call for point.
They call it.
That's the point. In Wacko they call that, so that's the point. 1-0.
So
Why wouldn't it be a point? They smacked him.
Right.
Made contact.
Well, yeah. Why is he apologizing?
And why wouldn't it be a point? I don't understand.
Stop. I
Look, I'm disappointed he's not doing the speed bag.
Call it, please. Judges call. 1, 2. Wait. Who's the judge over there? Okay. Point over here. 1-0. 1-1. My bad. 1-1. Whoop. Judges call. Back knuckle over here. 2-1. Ready. Fight. Whoop. Back. Break.
Okay. So they're not, you know, look, you're having fun. You're doing this stuff. They're not like, you know, to kill each other. You know, I'm like, all right. I just like,
it's hard to watch it when it's like everything except for the that dude in Billy Blanks were going at like 5% speed.
yeah, they're not going hard, right? There's like zero intensity on that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm like, you know, but that is like a lot of, you know, what people experience as sparring. You know, I mean, you can't. The other reality is, it's like, you know, the only time you're actually like hitting somebody would be in a competition, right? Because again, you only have so many shots to the head. Like, dude, George, when you're in Thailand, you know, I mean, how often did you guys? How often did you guys? There was
absolutely connection. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely contact. Yeah.
So like typical like training session, like you show up and so talk about when you're there, like talk about your time there. Typical training session, like you show up and you know, getting your shit on, and how does it start?
Oh, well, like, I mean, if you're talking like a normal day, I mean, the first thing, you're getting up in the fucking morning, you're doing your, you know, you're doing your cardio, you're doing your running to start your day.
You wrapped your hands and dipped them in the cracked ice, right? Or the cracked glass, right?
Yeah, well, that was day 2.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, it's cardio, you're running first thing in the morning, you're doing, you know, but when you're talking about actual sparring, I would say that we were probably in at about a 60 to 65%.
Right.
You know, for the most part. I mean, you start a little slow, but you want to hit about a 60, 65. You're not hitting anything more than 65 to 70% during any of the training sessions, unless you're getting closer to competing. And then, even then, you're still not taking it too high, because you take it too high, you risk injury, right? So,
right. Now, what about head protection?
It's recommended, but I mean, when you're in fucking Thailand, you're not wearing head protection.
Right. Right.
Right. You do it here, you're wearing head protection, right?
What percentage of your workout was actually sparring?
Maybe 30, 35 tops.
That's a high. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That absolute most was about 30, 35. But you're talking over a condensed, like if you're doing like a condensed program for a week and a half, then yeah, you're going to do about 30 to 35% sparring. If you're doing it more long term, you're probably hitting about 15 to 20.
Yeah. Yeah, because it was like typically, you know, in like, it's very easy to, I mean, Josh and I talked about this last week. It's very easy to just like spar. It's very easy to roll. Mm-hmm. It's very easy to do randori and judo. It's very, you know, because it's easy. You don't have to teach.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, most of it would be like, you know, drill work, fit ins. You know,
it was pad work and heavy bag, right? Pad work and heavy bag takes up. Yeah, that takes up the majority, and then you're getting into sparring. But before that, you're getting in the some clinch work, right? So sparring is kind of the putting it all together. Obviously, you know,
correct,
at the end,
and usually at the end when you're tired, too.
Yeah,
you know. Plus, it's like, you know, to your point, you know, you're not doing, you know, you're never going near the full. Because if you are, you're an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and, you know, people are going to get hurt, right? You don't like, and especially like you were in a gym with pro fighters?
I was, yeah.
And what were those dudes like? like
the nice thing was those pro fighters actually had respect and were coming at. I mean, they were probably coming in. They were probably coming in at the amateurs, coming at the amateurs at about I would say maybe 35, 40 tops. Like
right, and they're also gonna pick who they're gonna spar.
Yeah.
Right. You know, if there's somebody that's like could be a problem, you know, they're just gonna fucking avoid them. You know, they're not gonna.
Well, it's like watching people with like jujitsu, right? I mean, you're gonna have those upper belts are gonna like rip the fucking shit out of each other, but they're not gonna, for most part, beat the hell out of the lower belt.
Right, exactly. You know, so yeah, I just, you know, and then you're looking. So there comes a point where like, you know, when sparring, and I think it centers around it all centers around what your competition is, because that's like drives it. So if you're doing point fighting, you know, that's what that devolves into, is that. Now I know Billy Blanks back in the day. Look, we used to fight like point fighting. We would like, you're not punching anybody in the head, but you're kicking to the body as hard as you freaking can. In a tournament, not in class. In class, you're making like that 60% contact. Obviously, depending on who you're working with. But yeah, I mean, the only time we really hit in the head was when I did kickboxing or actual taekwondo, which I was like not comfortable for me at all. You know, high kicking. You know, I could kick high, but I'm fucking. You know, those dudes have like the waist is like up here.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, it just didn't feel right. But you could kick people in the head. But yeah, I mean, you know, I always like, you know, chuckle, you know, people are like, oh, we did full contact all the day. And then when you go back, their full contact is like that crap.
Yeah.
You know, what you're looking at. And again, I'm like, I have to look, you know, you got to look at it for what it is. You know, obviously, you know, the only thing that, you know, gets me, it's like the technique. If you're going to do that, has got to be like, you know, like, even though you're controlling it and pulling it, it's got to go out fast. You know, it's got to look sharp. Even if you're like, again, when you're fighting when the dude's fighting the woman, you know, then it's like, you know, you're like kind of doing that. You know, you're not really doing anything, but like you're going against other guys or stuff like that. Or like, you know, you could, you know, at least make it look like it's doing something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I don't know. This is what I wanted to show. So there's this dude, and I suggest everybody who, you know, here, go follow this guy on YouTube. He does his own version of To Catch a Predator.
Nice.
Yeah. So he's on YouTube, and he's like, he's a New Jersey man. He makes, you know, makes money off of YouTube doing, you know, he's a Catch a Predator. He's like, I was the original Catch a Predator, said Raimi. Where the hell is this guy picture? Where's this picture? Here he is. Yeah, so, you know, what he does is he just sets up dudes and, you know, gets these dudes out, you know, has a team, and they poses people to, you know, poses like young girls to get this guy to, you know, get guys to come to the hook up with these girls. So I don't know how many guys it is. So this is an Egyptian native. The operation requires a lot of legwork for the meeting can be arranged. You know, his team posts his kids on various dating sites. And then, yeah, I don't know why anybody in their right mind would think they're actually going to talk to a 14-year-old on the internet, which is insane that it's not, but it's not, it's always a guy. You know, it's not, let me see if his YouTube channel. Where the heck is it? YouTube Global Catches. YouTube Global Catches. Here we go. I mean, let's see if he's got any shorts. Okay.
for right now. Is that your mom?
Yeah.
That's your mom?
Get that off. Y'all in my house.
Yeah.
Turn that shit off.
Okay,
And listen.
Okay.
Turn that shit off in my house.
Okay.
Y'all gotta get the fuck out. Take him and go. Please get out of my house.
Let's take it outside.
What the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Oh, yeah. Say it's at Global Catches. You know, I'm subscribed. So now that they've got guys, got guys doing this. This is the same shit where, if you think you're hooking up with like a 14-year-old or underage girl online, it's not. The other thing, if you're trying to hire a hitman online, it's not. It's a cop.
We talked about this before.
Yeah. I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Like if you're doing this stuff, you should know. You got to know a guy who knows a guy. I mean, that's it. Don't think these dudes that but.
So what you're saying is I can't go on Fiverr and get a fucking hitman? Come on.
No, you can post though. You can post it. You can post it. So, yeah. So, anything going on this weekend? I know it's Tuesday.
No, but I did remember something during holiday break. So I actually I was at the park with the family and like some other family people that people like to hang out, friends and stuff, and a bunch of these teenage boys were on the basketball court playing ball, and they totally got into a little brawl. It was great.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, I'm like sitting there watching it. I just I was watching just to make sure like it didn't get out of hand,
Yeah.
But it was like I'm like sitting there talking to my wife and like my kids, and all of a sudden I'm like something catches my eye and I look and like slap boxing's going on. I'm like, ooh, slap boxing. I'm just sitting there watching it, my wife's like, and I'm like, it's whatever. And then the one kid gets picked up and slammed. I'm like, ooh, that one hurt. And then he like gets on him and then he kicks him in the ribs a couple times, gets on him and like slaps his face around a little bit. And I'm like, ooh. And then they like, and then they like separated. The kid got up and he's just like, I got slapped. And and I was like, and I looked at my kids and I was like, and that's a high school fight right there.
Yes. Exactly. But again, like, it's like it's your schoolyard shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Not a street fight.
No.
That's what people like. They're like, oh, you street fight all the time. I go, no, that's a freaking, neighborhood fucking schoolyard beef.
For
it
sure.
happens, and then you guys are friends like, a week later or 2 days later.
Yeah, it seemed like they were already kind of friends, but maybe there was like, just crap talking going on the court,
Of course. Chickens in. I'm like, but then it's like you ever get, you got in scraps with some of your friends before. I'm like, are we fighting? Sure. What are we doing?
Oh, I'd go to the park. Me and my friends go to the park and box at night.
Yeah,
stuff teenage boys do.
Yes.
We're still doing it.
But yeah, I remember my kids are like, should we call somebody? Like, do we need to do something? And I'm like, no.
Nobody's hurt. It's like they're just being boys.
And they're like, are you gonna do something, Dad? And I'm like, well, I'm watching to make sure like nobody pulls a knife or anything crazy.
He starts curb stomping a dude.
Right, exactly. I'm like, no. Right. I'm like, I was like maybe like 50 meters away, so I could get there quick enough.
Yeah. Now did they start playing basketball again after?
Oh, absolutely. Like the game was going on around them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But that's the thing. It's like, you got to kind of let that shit go for kids.
Oh, for sure.
Because they figure it out, they resolve it, and then they're like, it's okay. Other than like, if that happened on like a school property, like shut down. Parents go,
gosh.
It's one thing just to break them up.
Law enforcement's involved now, and gosh dang.
To be like, okay, shut up, shake hands, it's over, kind of shit. Put your hand out there. Put your hand out, and then you're done.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, that's like, for that shit, because it's gonna happen, especially as you're growing and developing. You're figuring shit out.
Mm-hmm.
I think about all the crap that used to get me angry when I was like 20. Now I'm like, what the hell? Who cares? I mean, so far removed from all of that. Yeah, I will give my credit to my son you know, because then my daughter, because they don't like, they'll get triggered about shit, but not really. You know, like my son will be like, you know, dude will do something like whatever, you know, not like he's, you know, he's definitely been in some altercations, but not a lot. But it's, you know, you're like, it's just not like, well, fuck that, but you know, where I would get my, you know, some idiot stereotypical North Jersey Italian shit. I mean, you know, going out in the club, oh, dude, the fucking dude elbowed me. And you're like, all of a sudden, it's a thing. And you're like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know, holy crap. So, on that note, so George, good to have you back. So, are you done teaching at the academy?
For now, but we are going to be resuming.
And then you said you had, you know, some guys, some elite members joining this month.
Big group of people who are wanting to get started up. We're looking at kind of the end of this month, beginning of February. Right now we're just getting through the fucking, like I said, the weather. The weather's a bitch.
Right.
Is it hitting you too, or no?
It's what?
Is it hitting you?
No.
You're no.
Just like maybe a few hours north of us.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's definitely been getting dusting. We had like a couple snowstorms, but nothing like crazy. So, oh, dude, I want to give a shout out to one of our new members, Aaron, who gave the best answer ever as to why on the private training forum, as to why he joined. Hot wife, got rid of the dad bod. I'm gonna have to fight somebody.
Yeah,
like, yeah, dude, that was awesome. I like the best reason in a long time.
I mean, that was like the real answer, right?
Yeah.
Right.
It wasn't like somebody who was just like, oh, I'll just put whatever. Like he put down like why he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and that's probably why a lot of guys do it. Congrats on the hot girlfriend. Like, kudos to you. She making you fight, boy.
That's right.
So yeah, on that note, again, thanks everybody for joining us. You know, hit the links below, like, subscribe, do whatever you want. Until next time, you know, as always, trade honestly.